When trouble comes, because you just considered the poor, let alone done something about it. Them poor old prisoners, I mean, I preached in prison for years. They don't have no money. What money they got, they're going to spend on cigarettes and candy bars.
Yeah.
You don't get no love offering going in there. I'm not worried. I'm not worried because right there, I did consider that poor old prisoner. I have taken, our church had a ministry where they gave away food. They gave away food. Well, I tell you, I never had such a thrill. I mean, of course, some of them come, they've worked at it.
Yeah.
Some of them come needing it. You can see it in their eyes. And you put that box in their trunk and, oh, it does something for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever went to a rescue mission, and you know the best thing, when you get like, you feel like you're just in bad shape and you're worried about yourself, y'all go to down on the street somewhere.
Yeah.
I see the one living in boxes.
Yeah.
And before you get there, and just consider that, then consider your condition.
Yes.
There's always, I mean, it's said time and time again, there's always someone who's got it worse than you.
Yes.
I mean, in our poor state in America, there's places we could go that are just bad. Verse 2, the Lord will preserve him and keep him alive. You know, preserving and keeping is almost the same. I mean, preserve is when you put something in a jar so it'll keep. Like you can preserve some beans and then give them away. He's talking about preserving and keeping. That means he's going to keep us. You get that? Get that. That's deep hillbilly stuff there, man. I mean, that's you don't doubt your salvation. You got that. You got that in a jar. Yeah. I mean, he's going to keep you. You know, alive's good. You, Brother Bob, if you would have not got operated on, had a heart attack and died, it'd been all right, wouldn't it? But alive's good, ain't it? Huh? Yeah, you still can love on your kids, and your kids can love on you. Alive's good. God ain't going to let this thing kill us. And even if he does allow that, it'll still be good. Some of you ain't happy yet. Alive ain't good enough. And he shall be blessed upon the earth. Well, there you go. Yeah. Blessed is good. Yeah. Oh, to be blessed to God is wonderful. It's better than having all the money in the world. Blessed on earth, for thou wilt not deliver him into the will of his enemies. The Lord will strengthen him upon the bed of languishing. You know, when you're tossing and turning and crying out and moaning and groaning, if you've considered the poor, it says here that thou will make his bed in his sickness. You remember when you was just a little kid and you get them bad fevers, 104, 105, sweat popping out of you. You lay on bed and you got one of them paper sacks laying against you. Now, the other day, somewhere my wife got a paper sack. I said, oh, friend, I haven't seen you in a long time. They're gone. You can't hardly find a paper. The kind that you used to roll the ends up and carry your lunch to school. They don't do that no more. I seen that, I thought, wow, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. But my mother would take it and turn the ends over so it'd sit it by itself in case you got sick. Ready for you.
Yeah.
And then she come in and you was walling all around and crying and your sheets was all knotted up and uncomfortable. And your mother would come in and pat you on the head and say, it'll be all right. You stick all the blankets off of you. And she would take that sheet and go like this over top of you. And that breeze would hit you and oh, it feels so nice. And then she'd do that with about 3 blankets. By the time she got through putting that blankets on there, you was feeling better. You was thinking, thank God Mom's here. And she'd take and smooth out all the wrinkles and tuck that sheet in and she would turn her blanket over so instead of the blanket being there, about that much of that sheet be across her like a band across there. That felt good. That Mom showed up. Well, I mean, everything was going to be all right. Mom showed up. if you was really lucky, if the fever was still going, she'd go and make you a hot toddy. I know that's not nice and right to do now, but when you was almost out of your mind with the fever and sick, and I mean, it would just be a minute, lights would be out, and because you was all tucked in there, that whiskey and the tea would make you sweat, and you'd wake up, and your fear would be gone, and everything is all right. Hey, I just told you, if you would consider the poor, I mean, if you're blessed, it says, blessed is he that considers the poor. What a blessing. One of these days, we're going to wake up and it's all going to be over. Look at verse 11 and 12. By this I know that thou favorest me, because mine enemy hath not triumphed over me. God's not going to let our enemy, that's the worldly system, and all that's going to go on. God favors us. You know, God, it's like some people got their favorite hockey team or their favorite baseball team, favorite football team. Why? Because you're on their side. God favors us. He's on our side. Yeah. What in the world? What in the world am I going to worry about when I'm his favorite? Yeah. He's on my side. He's not going. Oh, there's times when I'm telling you, the enemy, I thought the enemy had me. A few times I thought, it's all over. I'm beat. I'm done. But he was cheering for me. He was backing me up. He was on my team. Verse 12, and as for me, that thou upholdest me in my integrity, and settest me before thy face. You ever think the boogeyman was going to get you as a little kid? Yeah. He was under your bed. He was scratching. You heard him scratching. The boogeyman, a monster, that guy with the knives coming out, that guy. I mean, I'm talking about a bad nightmare. You just be screaming, Mom come in, Mom would come in and grab you. I'm not sure he'd act right. Mom, look at me, look at me. Look, it's all right. It's going to be all right. Look at me, look at me. You look at it'd be Mom. Go, oh, it's Mom. Mom, everything would be all right. Look at me. I'm trying to tell you tonight. Look at me. It's going to be all right. it's all right. God's saying, it's me. Yeah. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Genesis 32. Genesis 32:27. And he said to me, what is thy name? He said, Jacob. He said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God. Our name isn't what our earthly, worldly name is to God. Our name to God is His Son, the church. And it says, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with God. You realize because we're God's favorite, we have power with Him. Yes. While the world's worried about losing their job, while the world's worried about what's going to happen, we do have power with God if you're saved. And at any time you've ever considered the poor, you all consider this poor preacher. Yeah, I already got a love offering. God's not going to let nothing happen to you. Oh, no. This would be wrong if he did. I mean, this scripture I'm trying to relate to you would be wrong, and it's not. Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince thou hast power with God and with men, and hath prevailed. You know, when no one else can find a job, you have power with God, and God has power with men, and you'll walk in the right place.